Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Let's Play Heroes of a Broken Land 2, the latest update. And of course it killed all the save games, but who cares, because this game is so great that I love starting anew, and I totally mean that. So some new buildings are active now. For example, the barracks that just produces the same fighter as the normal fort in the beginning now build another group of, or another type of fighters that are specialized in attacking the back rows. The only problem with that is that in the back row actually there is at the moment no archers or anything like that could attack you, so we have to get to them. That means the character class is not that interesting for us. However, normally you go for fighters, but I've got a different approach now. Just let me show. We'll start through and play through as far as we can get before the next update hits us. So we have our little crew here. As you can see, I've put a lot of effort on hit points and magic points, because you run dry of magic points pretty quickly. With that being said, normally you start, for example, with a fort and then get your fighter, because double attack is very good and it's cheap. 1,000 golds, you can spend your first skill points, you get a fighter, you get 2 attacks, so each of your fighters or members of your party counts as 2, because they attack 2 times. So that's pretty cool. However, it costs 5 energy. That means you run dry of that ability very quickly. So I've got a different approach. Why don't we go for the inn and buy ourselves a hunting lodge? Why should we do that, you might ask? Because that's pretty expensive. You see, you build the first upgrade, and it will cost you 2,500 golds, and you will not get what you need. You need to buy 2 upgrades. You need to buy the 5,000 gold upgrade to get to the Hunter's Lodge. What is the Hunter's Lodge? Well, the Hunter's Lodge will enable your guys to become hunters, which have a specialty on axes. And that is where the real fun is, because the axes skill tree, or hunter skill tree, gives you the first ability, 20% more criticals, 10% more damage, and 25% armor ignorance for the enemy, on the enemy, for free. So your axe attacks become more effective without costing you anything. And as we have 3 jobs, one of them will be support healer, one of them will be offense, the hunter, and the third one will be magical, which will of course be our elemental void magic, because I think that hits hard as a truck, and you can use it to support your attacks for free. And I think this for free, not costing you any energy, is the important part. Now when we look at the heroes we've got this guy here who is okay. The strength is pretty low, and this guy is, oh boy, don't let me start it, but he has 30 magic points, so that is okay with us. And this one here, of course, is gorgeous, even though he only has 22 magic points. So we put him right into the team. We have skill points. We could immediately buy the temple, because we'll need the temple anyway to get ourselves the healers, which I think costs 500 on top. So we'll be running a little bit low on money. And the question is, shouldn't we go for the hunters first? But I say no, because the hospital, beautiful. Not all will become healers. Oh, well, they can all become healers now. That's beautiful, because that will really increase our fighting abilities. Not directly, because it is an indirect ability, healing. It does not, it works in combat, but you should be pondering the enemy and not healing yourself, because you're taking so much damage that will not run into immediate effect. We're trying to get all the chests before we do anything else, because that is free coin, basically. And it's a lot of free coin. A firebomb, that might be useful, because that is like a fireball, only that you don't have to spend mana on it. Well, it's single use, but still great. With that being said, is that thing locked? Ooh, it's not. So this is a starter dungeon. And even though it's a starter dungeon, we might be able to get some serious coin out of this. If we play our cards right, that is. Not entirely sure that is such a clever idea, because there might be a lot of evildoers around, and if we run into any traps here, we're dead as can be. But look at this, they are locked, so that's fine with us. I'm not sure about these two guys. But we got some coin. And we got out of this in one piece, so I am not complaining. Beautiful work. Let's see if we can do that a little bit more. Of course, this is hilariously dangerous what we're doing here. Because if we run into any enemies, we'll be dead. 9 gold. I don't see any traps. They're not moving. And they're looking in the wrong direction. However, that does not help us because I cannot see any extra coin. This guy is locked as well. Good work. So the enemy cannot change their facing. That is beneficial for us, of course. Not as beneficial as you might think. But still it is. Okay, we can get there without being paneled. But we should not overdo it. So there is no quick coin for us here. Sadly. Sadly. But there is coin there. And we're already getting some... level 2 dungeon is pretty cool because we might run into enemies here, but if we play our cards right, we might be able to survive an encounter here. Let's just be careful not to get trapped by anything. We should, of course, use level 1 dungeons first. That's pretty obvious. That's a given. But oh boy, there they are. Okay. So let's give them everything we have. You see that we have a variety of attack weapons at our disposal. We have daggers and maces and spears and... Holy cow, would you please stop killing my people? We're not exactly doing a lot of damage. But they're more or less distributing their attacks. We should heal this guy up. Just in case they come to the idea of attacking him again. I said we are not healing in combat, but now we are, because it was not intended to fight these guys in the first place. We're just here for a quick coin. We're not here for a fight. Because a fight would not help us. We're trying to get enough money together to become hunters. Which means we need 9,500 golds. That's a lot of coin. Like a hell of a lot of coin. But one good dungeon and one good chest, and we would have that. Easily. I'm a little bit concerned here. Ah, great. Could have all been so easy. But we attacked them from the side, so that should be okay. Although I don't get the feeling that we're getting rich in this dungeon. By the way, why the axe? Why not any other weapon? Well, for one, of course, the axe has the, as far as I can see, the only ability that you can use that gives you damage without investing any energy points. You could go for the knife, of course. For example, build... a tavern and then go for a thief. But the problem with that thief thing is that the thief thing will cost you energy. Even the small thief attack with the knife costs energy. The same for the lance or the sword or any other weapon you get your hands on. Not so much for the... Oh boy. Can we make it? Not so much for the axe, because the axe, as I mentioned, is free. The axe attack. You take the skill point and you get the attack bonus, the critical hit bonus, and the other boni for free with each attack. And I really, really like that. This is sealed tight. That might be a problem. I think this should be a level 1 dungeon, shouldn't it? We could, however, go home just for the moment to have a look. What is here? Oh, that's a great here. Look at that. 10, 6. Ooh. Except for the agility, this guy is pretty good. However, we should increase the inn. Okay, that now is a lot of coin. This is a level 1 dungeon. We should be able to handle that easily. The only problem is that everyone here seems to be moving. Okay, let's try to outmaneuver these guys. Now they're moving, which is perfect because when they move, we can get behind them and make them feel really, really sorry for what they're doing. That is 3 of them. That's good. Ambush gives us a bonus to our reaction time. Please remember, this is not Heroes of a Broken Land 1, where you have a guaranteed first attack on everyone if you ambush someone. It's just a bonus to reaction time. So if your reaction time is really bad and the enemy is really fast, they can even act before you do. In theory. So just keep that in mind. Now, you might wonder, Boris, you don't have any axes. Yes, I don't, but that's not the point because we can buy axes. And it's actually not that hard. I'm going to buy the armory anyway because the weapons you find are nowhere as good as the ones you can buy reliably. Of course you can be lucky and find the Crystal Sword of Doom by any luck, but you can reliably buy good weapons in your armory. So the armory and the armorsmith and the weaponsmith are the 2 most important buildings in my eyes, because everyone needs a weapon and everyone needs armor, and the armor part is even more important than the weapon part, because where every hero can wield 1 weapon, he can wear 6 types of armor. And that is another reason for the axe, of course, because the axe allows you to use a shield. I was a spear guy, to be real honest. I like spears a lot. Spears are very good weapons, highest damage output there is. But the problem with spears is that you cannot use a shield, because it's a 2-handed weapon. Same goes, of course, for the 2-handed sword. Also not my favorite, because of the given problem. Let's make sure we're not walking... Well, you can never be sure not to walk into a trap, but you get my point. No traps here. Beautiful. Oh, we don't have the key, but there is another secret door. Always check the ceilings, because there could be traps right on the ceiling behind the door, and I have a tendency for that. See, we flanked this guy. If we haven't moved like we did, we would have been frontally assaulted by him. And so, we can at least do some damage to him, and he's not able to do any damage to us. So, now these guys are not moving. We have to attack them from the side, but before we do that, we heal ourselves up, because this could get actually ugly. We're not doing as much damage as we should. We can take a quick look if there is any better weapons. We have the wooden spear at the moment. Everything that is green is, of course, more effective. He cannot use the shield the moment he draws the shield. The spear will drop. He, however, can use sword and shield and the rest of the stuff. Same goes for him. He's got a wooden spear. He's got no shield anyway, so we can go for the spear. The wooden staff is more effective, though. Wooden sword, wooden staff, we go for that, and we go for the pressed blade. It is not great what we have, yes, but it will do. And we get a little bonus against these guys because we just... Oh, look at that. We're doing fire damage and air damage because one of our weapons is a little bit magical. Now, I know what you mean. The axe will give you bleeding damage. For those of you who know the skill tree of the axe of the hunter, it will give you bleeding damage. And the bleeding damage is actually not very high. But we're not doing that for the bleeding damage. And there is an axe skill that will allow you to use your hack, which is the second axe ability, to strike twice. So you will be on par with the fighter in terms of attack numbers, which is totally fine. Count into that the damage bonus, the critical bonus, and yeah, the axe is a good weapon in my eyes. I was going for daggers as well, but the daggers have an overall low damage rating, which you cannot say for the axes, as far as I see it. Ooh, it was the right key at the right time. Oh, that is bad, because if that is what I think it is, that means that the Chief Justice isn't far away. We can spend our magic points at our leisure, because at the moment we have no other spells anyway. And since you can only have 3 jobs, we should immediately move, because they're coming for us. Okay. We get this guy, then we get the other guy, and we get the 2 chests. Now, the golden chests with the sparkles are the jackpot. They're really full of everything. The only problem is, of course, this is a low-level chest. We will not be spending our skill points. We need those skill points. We'll put our endurance up, our agility up, our speed up. And when we put points into endurance, you will see that we get magic points and hit points as well. So we can put it into agility, which increases our defenses, which is not bad, don't get me wrong. We could put it into strength, which will give us bonus damage if we do it right. But I want a little bit more speed, if possible. Yeah, speed is very important. So he's pretty good in everything. We'll put a little bit more points here and more into speed. We should put speed about 15 and then put the rest into strength and endurance, so that we're able to use higher level items better. Of course, I know that the better the items are, the more attributes requirements they have. But you can equip a higher level item even though you don't have the attributes for it. It will just be less effective, but you will still be able to equip it. As you can see, I try to get balanced out stats, so to speak. A little bit of everything. Yeah, 300 gold is not really going to do anything, and 400 is not going to do a lot. But it is better than nothing, and we get our 5,000 gold. Well, we need actually 2,000 on top of that, because we need the building for the hunter as well. And the hunter will only start to be really effective once we have built the armory and buy ourselves some axes. And the first axes will not be good. Don't fool ourselves here. The first axes will be horrific. However, we'll still be okay. Everything will be fine. As long as we don't run into the big boss unprepared. Because at the moment, we're not doing a lot of damage to anyone. Well, we have, of course, the firebomb. But I don't think the firebomb will save our lives against an enemy that is here, the boss mob. Because that guy will actually be pretty good. There is no trap here, is there? No, everything's alright. We can hack these guys from the side. There is no one here, which is beautiful. The problem is that our little skeleton friend there will immediately move forward the moment we have killed these guys. But that's the problem, because we will move back and to the side, and then at least we can flank him. We cannot attack him from the rear, sadly, unless I make a really scary maneuver, which is far too dangerous, meaning we could go sidewards. Oh, well, let's try it. Okay. Whoa! That was close. If they were facing any other way, they would have killed us. But we're doing great. We're doing great. Did I mention I totally love the graphics of this game? This game is fantastic. Absolutely gorgeous. I haven't had that much fun since, I think it was Grimlock 2? Now, I was hoping that this guy would move further, but he's not. So, well, we'll flank him anyway. It was a risky maneuver. There was a chance that he was simply moving through, which would have enabled us to attack him from the back as well. But you cannot have everything. I wonder with how much coin will be leaving this place. Now, we could move here directly, you know, to the right, but we'll not, because we want to see what's on the end. Seems like there is nothing. Okay. Nothing here as well. We should be pretty close to the boss now. And you can see him shining. Okay, these guys will come for us. But we flank them like in the book. The main problem is that we have no feats active besides our healing. We have no combat bonus. And killing the Chief Justice here will not give us any coin on top. Not a single coin. Beating this guy here will not give us anything. Except some experience, of course, but that's it. And this guy is hard, trust me. He can kill each of our guys with one strike. If he wants to, he will just be taking us down like flies. Okay, now comes the hard part. We need to kill this guy and then immediately move forward. Or backwards, depending on your liking. But I would try to move back, I guess. Oh, look at that. There are guys there. Okay. We immediately have to move to the side once we kill them, because our friend, the Big Ugly, will move forward. And if we want to have any chance of killing this big guy, it's to get behind him. So the moment this guy falls, we'll have to move to the side, otherwise we're dead. And we did. Beautiful. Okay. That means we should heal up to our fullest. I know it's just a few points, but the few points in life can make the difference between being dead and being victorious. And I'm even playing with the idea to get ourselves to use the firebomb. Yeah, we ambushed them. Use the firebomb, who cares? Yeah, that did not a lot. And this guy, you have no idea how dangerous these skeleton knights are. These guys are absolutely ludicrously dangerous. And look at that, he dodges our attacks like nothing. And even though we have increased speed, we cannot stop him from attacking. Look at that, look at that. This guy knows his job. And without the firebomb, he would have just taken us out. Easily. But we did it. We took him down. But that puts us to another problem, doesn't it? Because in the next dungeon, we'll not have this beautiful, beautiful firebomb to support us. Okay, there is... By the way, you can move on the minimap as well. There was a question. Ooh, nice. Nice. Copper axe. Oh, there was another question if there is... Now we can leave simply by clicking this one here, because the dungeon is cleared. We can simply get out of it. And we get treasure because we found the fragment. So there was a question if there is an overall map. There is. Look at this. Huh? Just use the mouse wheel. And you're getting back into the movement. And we have 2,758 gold, which is not a lot. We've got better shoes. We've got a pointy sword, a copper charm, a wooden helmet. Yeah, I know that's all trash, but oh, look at that. I really like... Oh, well, you get that because that's more effective at the moment. Nothing here for us. You could use the wooden... use a wooden greatsword. Oh, look at it. That's light magic and dark magic. I totally like that one. Yeah, the rest is rubbish. What do we have? Sharp quality wooden sword. Attack plus 20. Well, it's because it's pointy, right? Cloth boots are taken. Wooden greatsword. I'll take the quality pointy one. And will not take the sharp bone staff because it will cost us... well, the cloth shield is rubbish anyway, right? Okay, forget about the shield. The time for shields is not now. He's got a wooden spear. Wooden great sword is more effective than wooden spear. I would have guessed otherwise. Yeah, take the great sword. It's the shield thing. You see, he says equip it because that will increase your defenses, but actually, yeah, no, because it's a two-handed weapon, so that doesn't work. So let's go home, and that we're not overflowing with items. We should be selling something. So this is the weapon. Oh, that will put us down 1,000 golds. I really don't want that. But as I see it, we cannot sell anything because we don't have any cell buildings right now. Which is a shame because we have items that we cannot sell. And with the items we might be able to buy something. We have to build the armor smith anyway. The question is what is important, the armor smith or the weaponsmith? I would personally say we go for the weaponsmith first because damage is important and buying all the armor is at the moment not possible for us. So let's buy that and let's sell all the stuff we're currently not using. If we're any lucky, that will just produce the coin we just spent. We're not using or not selling that. Well, it's not really. It's harshly paying off. Well, a little bit at last. A little bit. Look at that. Magic elixir gives us 833 gold. We might be inclined to sell that just to get the coin faster together. But at the moment, we'll not do that. At the moment, we'll do more dungeoneering. So I hope that you like what I'm doing at the moment. I hope you like all this hunter axe going idea. And I'll see you next time. Bye.